Hello again, welcome to another edition of the Real Ale Guide. Today we've got two beers from Badger. Now the first one, I was down my local supermarket just yesterday and I'm always in the beer aisle just having a bit of a nose, and this caught my eye. Now for me, I've not seen this kind of bottle for a long time, for at least 6 months. It's Badger's Golden Glory, but it's the old style label and it's the old style brown glass. I heard some great things about this beer. I've actually, a long time ago, probably was 7 years ago, it was one of my first crafty real ales in a bottle when I was moving on to this style of beer, and I remember it being very, very floral then. So it's been such a long time. I remember enjoying it, but back then I was just didn't really have a clue about beer to pull any kind of taste. So this is the old style bottle, which looks, I like that a lot. I really do like that for the Badger cap there. And then we've got a Badger Golden Champion, 5% ABV, green cap, new kind of funky designed up label. It certainly looks good on the shelf. I can see what they were looking for, and it's in clear glass. So we're going to get them open, starting off with the Golden Glory. Now I know, as I said, it probably is quite an old beer. We're in February. The beer goes off in May, so we've got a good 3 months before the sell-by date is gone anyway. But it was a nice quick fizz there on the beer, so seems okay. And it's looking absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with this beer at all. Now just look at that lovely clean glass of beer. 2-finger head, fizzing away. If you could just listen in, it's fizzing away quite nicely. Nice levels of carbonation. And we'll get the nose in a moment. Well, let's get the nose now. And that is so floral. That is such a floral beer. Oh, that is wonderful smelling. Absolutely wonderful. It's like garden roses. And then violet sweets you used to get as a kid. The sugared violets. Purple violet sweets. It's tarty. In a very sweet tarty way. Oh, and I really want to try this beer. That just smells divine. But first, let's get open the new branded bottle of Golden Champion. There you are, look, it's carbonating already. Let's get it in the glass. So I think what they were looking to do, they were looking to get the beer to be noticed on the shelf. That's what they're looking to do. They're trying to beat off, or not beat off, but they're trying to claim a big slice of the lager market. That's what I presume. They're putting their bottle. It's in a clean bottle, very clean looking, very crisp. So 1-finger head. The beer itself is golden. Nice levels of carbonation again. Let's get the nose. And there's just a level of skunkiness in there, which is a shame. You can get the hops, you can get there's a kind of a malty nose in there. But it's just, I'm trying to pick out flavours past the skunkiness which is in the beer. Now what happens is that the beer becomes light struck. That can be on a supermarket shelf for months and months, and it gets affected by the light. The beer, the hops get affected by the light, and it produces like a skunky, bit of a nasty flavour in the beer, and unfortunately that's what's happened here. So a taste test then on the, first of all, the Golden Glory, which I'm really looking forward to. That is such a unique beer. That is so different. It is really pleasant. It's like a rose garden. It's like rose tea. Lipton. It's like that Lipton tea you get, that fruit tea. It's really nice. Really enjoying it. Oh wow. And yeah, it takes me right back to when I was trying this all them years ago. And I still, this is the point I'm trying to make. 7 years ago, I picked up this bottle because for me it looked nice. Nice yellow label. The glass got an old-fashioned brown feeling about it. It gives a unique kind of heritage. It's got a heritage about it, that it's in this old dark brown bottle. It doesn't worry, it knows it's an ale, it's not trying to be something else. 4.5% ABV. It's like that Lipton tea. It's peachy. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful beer. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for me. It's a lovely beer. Now, going on to the taste test, it was a Golden Champion. Now, the Golden Champion, up until about 6 months ago, it's February 2012, so I think it was the middle of last year, middle of 2011. Badger decided to rebrand everything. Unfortunately, in my mind, they put everything in clear glass. They changed all the labels. There's nothing wrong with the labels are fine. It is quite catchy, but for me, as a beer reviewer and knowing what to expect from a clear glass beer, I wouldn't now pick it up in the supermarket. It would be left to probably the people who don't really know, and there's a lot of people out there that don't really know about different glasses and different how beer gets affected by light and everything else. So but for the people who know about this, and there's a lot more, there's a lot of people out there now who know about this clear glass issue. They simply won't buy it. They simply won't buy it. But let's give it a taste. And you get, the first thing you get is that skunk taste, but then pulling that away, trying to not think about the skunk, trying to find other flavours. Again, it's quite floral. It's nowhere near as floral as the Golden Glory, but it is quite floral. There's a tiny bit of the spice. I'm getting a little bit of spice in the middle, and then there's a bit of sweet malt towards the end, and then right on the end is another flavour. Again, it's that floralness in there. It's maybe just a small pinch of melon right on the end. But for me, the beer's just been spoilt by that skunk. If you wasn't drinking beer to pick out flavours like I do on a daily basis, if you didn't have a trained palate, you wouldn't be able to pick out the rest of them flavours. All you would get, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know you were tasting skunk. You'd be thinking you were drinking a Carlsberg or something like that. Now, on just a quick subject about Carlsberg before I go, and that is that people actually prefer, there's a certain amount of people out there, because they just don't know, there's a certain amount of people who prefer Carlsberg out of the bottle because it's been skunked. than they do on cask. They purposely say to me, do you know, I prefer Carlsberg in the bottle. So sometimes what I'm saying, for me, skunk is a bad thing, but there are a certain amount of people that actually like the flavour without knowing it. So sometimes it may not be a bad thing, but for me, a skunky beer is a ruined beer. There should be different flavours. You're pulling out different flavours. You should be pulling out the hops, but you're not, because they've been damaged, they've been affected, but they're light struck. So rating wise for the Golden Champion, I'm probably going to try and get an old brown bottle of the Golden Champion to see if there's any, see if I can find one to see if I can do another rating. But for me, in the clear glass, it gets a 4. It gets a 4 out of 10, and that's the difference. You go from a 9, Golden Glory, lovely beer, right down to a 4, just because the beer has been handed over to a marketing department that's gone, right, clear glass is the way to go. We want to sell our beer, we want to be able to see the beer. It's the wrong decision. Please, Badger, my plea to you is please, please, please put your beer back in brown bottles. It's no good for people who know their beer, and there's a lot more of us now. It's not a small minority anymore. But it's, let me give you the website. It's www.badgerales.com. Check them out. Thanks for watching me. Put your comments in the comments box. I'll always answer. Be very interested on this review. Subscribe if you like, and cheers.